Alright, guys, welcome back to a series that I'm so excited to begin that I've been trying to start for a while. And that's a whole MYNBA of the Charlotte Hornets. Now, I know I always start one of these series, but this time I'm really excited. I think I'm going to continue this one. And this video, I just want to go through everyone real quick and just talk about what this team can do and what we're going to do with this series. Now, first, of course, let's talk about the biggest thing for this whole team, which is LaMelo Ball. He was the third overall pick 3 years ago now, 2020. He's been able to lead the Hornets to better records both years that he's been a starter, basically. Although this past year he did get hurt. And obviously this team is LaMelo's, and we're going to build this team around him. Right now, the young core isn't as strong as I'd probably like it to be, as the only young players that are important are probably Mark Williams, who was the 15th overall pick for the Hornets this past year, or now 2 years ago. Actually, no, still 1 year ago. And then obviously LaMelo Ball, because basically everyone else is young and not too good. J.C. Thor, Bryce McGowan's not really great. And then the good players on this team are kind of on the older side, like Terry Rozier, who I'm not sure how he fits in this team. He is the starting two right now, although I'm not a big fan of him being a player next to LaMelo Ball. By himself, great. And then maybe coming off the bench, great as well. The only problem is we already have another good shooting guard coming off the bench that I kind of prefer playing next to LaMelo, which is Kelly Oubre Jr., but he also kind of likes to create his own shot. So it's kind of everybody likes to have the ball in their hands type thing that is maybe not going to work. Next on the list is Gordon Hayward, obviously, who has been kind of like an up and down player for the Hornets. I think he is on the downside of his career, which isn't such a bad thing, because he did average 20 points, I think, in that year before he got hurt. He did average 22. I mean, in 2020, he did average almost 20 here in Charlotte, but then I don't know what he averaged this past year in real life, but I don't think he played very much in general. So he is on a 2-year, $61 million contract, which in real life, I also don't think any team is thinking about picking it up or trading for. So I'm pretty sure we're kind of stuck with Gordon Hayward, which I don't mind. I kind of want to just live out the last 2 years. And then after Gordon Hayward, we have Mark Williams, who I did speak of. Was the 15th overall pick. And I don't want to start him yet. Do want him to come off the bench for the beginning of the season and have Nick Richards start, who I kind of like a little bit more, but he is 24. Mark Williams is only 20, so it's a big difference. After that, we have PJ Washington. We did have I think we do have kind of a problem at the 4. PJ Washington is the only 4 that I see getting any playing time. After that, I feel like I'd rather have Kai Jones get playing time for the backup 4 position, or just have Mark Williams, Nick Richards, and Kai Jones all just get tons of playing time, rather than have one of these players get playing time. But let's go through the positions. LaMelo, like I said, and then backup point guard. Our bench kind of needs a lot of help. Not Terry Rozier, Dennis Smith Jr. and James Bouknight, who was the 11th pick in 2021, who hasn't really done much in the last 2 years and is now sitting behind Dennis Smith Jr. But I kind of think we can slowly start to put Bouknight into the backup point guard position. And then for the 2, like I said, we have Terry Rozier and Kelly Oubre. At the 3, we're also very weak, having Cody Martin coming off the bench, which I'm not a big fan of. I do have him on the trade block. He is 27. I kind of would rather have Theo Maledon, who I moved from the point guard position all the way down to small forward. He did go up from a 73 to 75, and I'm happy. He's a 6'5", young guard. The problem is he's only 175, and that's kind of a small. I mean, compared to Cody Martin, he's still Gordon Hayward's 225. It's a big body difference. It's 25. It's 50 pounds of difference actually. That's a huge difference. But I'm really excited for this team. The first game we have on the season is going to be against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, obviously, this is the current Spurs, so it's kind of still the rebuilding side of the Spurs, which I'm more than happy to play against rather than Victor Wembanyama. And then for our starting lineup, of course, it's like I referenced earlier: LaMelo Ball, Rozier, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Nick Richards. Coming off the bench, we have Oubre, Williams, Cody Martin, Theo Maledon, and then Dennis Smith Jr. And we kind of have a lot of players not getting, we have a lot of players not getting any playing time, which I'm fine with, besides Book Knight, who I kind of want to start getting some playing time, but the only minutes he could take is Dennis Smith Jr. So we'll see how DSJ plays throughout the season, and if he's not cutting it, maybe even Taylor Rozier's not cutting it, we can make some changes, and that's what I'm most excited about this Hornets team. Now I want to slide over to something that I'm really it's gonna be a really important thing for this series that I'm gonna stick to, is these tasks over here that MYNBA has. The first one being get the team to at least 2 veterans. We have one. I don't even know who that. I think it would be considered Gordon Hayward. Expiring contracts. Trade Kelly Oubre. This kind of contradicts what I want to do, and I think I'm still going to end up trading Kelly Oubre by the trade deadline, just like they want us to. The 2 lottery picks entering the next draft. No, it says current 0, but our draft pick belongs to the Spurs, ironically, who are playing the game 1. It is lottery protected, so if we don't make the playoffs, we get it. If we make the playoffs, we don't. So we might have to trade that Kelly Oubre for those 2 picks, but I don't know if Kelly Oubre can get us maybe not even 1 lottery pick. And then not to lose, or don't lose more than 8 games in a row. That's pretty easy. And then this is I believe it's kind of crazy, which is win the finals in the next 3 seasons, which I don't know if this team is close to doing, but we'll see. Going into the power rankings, everyone has us ranked last, I believe. Here we are ranked last. Like here we're not. We're on 23rd, and then here we're ranked 29th. So not much high expectations for the Hornets this year, but like I said, I want us to make some changes and see what we can do. But next video will be this first game against the Spurs. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.